Voyager is about to ally with the Borg again. Few concepts in Star Trek history are as paradoxical or as terrifyingly fascinating as an alliance with the Borg. And for fans of Star Trek, Voyager, the idea feels even more charged. After all, this is the crew that didn't just encounter the Borg. They were hunted, assimilated, manipulated, and ultimately forced into an uneasy kind of coexistence with them. Now, whispers of a renewed alliance between Voyager and the collective suggest the quadrant may once again be heading toward a fragile, uneasy partnership born out of necessity rather than trust. When the Star Trek Voyager first crossed paths with the Borg, it was less an introduction and more an invasion of inevitability. The Delta Quadrant was their territory, and Voyager was the intruder stranded far from home. But over time, something unusual happened. The crew didn't just survive the Borg, they influenced them. The most famous example was the emergence of 7 of 9, a former Borg drone who became a bridge between humanity and the collective, embodying both its trauma and its potential for change. That history matters now more than ever, because the idea of another alliance isn't coming from a place of naive optimism. It's coming from survival. The Borg collective, often perceived as an unstoppable machine of assimilation, has faced fractures in recent years within expanded Star Trek continuity. Internal disruptions, rogue sub-collective, and destabilized transwarp infrastructure have left them vulnerable in ways previously thought impossible. And in a twist that feels almost poetic, Voyager may be one of the few vessels capable of navigating those weaknesses. For Voyager's crew, the logic is brutally simple. If an even greater threat emerges in the Delta Quadrant, one that even the Borg cannot adapt to quickly enough, then cooperation becomes not just strategic, but essential. The enemy of my enemy, as Captain Janeway has learned repeatedly, is sometimes the only card left to play. Yet the emotional cost of such an alliance cannot be ignored. Janeway's history with the Borg is not abstract diplomacy. It is deeply personal warfare. She has watched crew members nearly lost to assimilation, negotiated with Borg queens who treated individuality as an error to be corrected, and made moral compromises that still haunt her legacy. Trust, in this context, is not simply difficult, it is almost mathematically irrational. And yet Voyager has always operated in that irrational space where Starfleet ideals collide with impossible circumstances. What makes this potential alliance compelling is not the tactical advantage, but the philosophical tension. Can cooperation exist with a collective consciousness built on the erasure of individuality? Or does any temporary alliance simply delay the inevitable return to conflict? Even 7 of 9 stands at the center of this contradiction, proof that the Borg can be redefined, but never fully escape. If Voyager does indeed re-engage the Borg as allies, it won't feel like redemption or reconciliation. It will feel like a truce written in the language of necessity, held together by fragile shared objectives and the constant awareness that betrayal is not a possibility. It is a historical precedent. In the vast silence of deep space, where survival often overrides ideology, Voyager may once again find itself standing beside its oldest enemy. And this time, both sides may understand exactly what that means.